things are moving from industry, later finance, now tech. Finance are still dominating. It tells me that the financial company of tomorrow that will dominate will also be a technology firm that combines with finance that will dominate tomorrow. It tells me that we need to diversify our listing. It tells me that there are opportunities out there. The companies that will be the biggest in the next 10 years, they are not here. And it tells me that we need to embrace technological innovation. But are we not doing it? Of course, there are things that are coming up in the market. There are emerging opportunities that we all here know. But it's just for us to, it's good for us to reiterate and then see how we can key into those initiatives. In the area of derivatives, derivative market will start in Nigeria sometime soon. It will start as exchange traded rather than the OTC first. If we later get OTC, there will be the issue for trade repository, which will be an advantage for some kind of firms to take advantage of. There will be central counterparty. Those central counterparty most times will be associated with the exchange. NSC may have its own, FMDQ may have its own. But there can be opportunities for even registrars to have central counterparty, or even CSD. I put this there. There are a lot of lessons to learn from sport betting. A lot. If you leave this place, just maybe some of us play. We mentioned it last year. It's a growing industry, and it's what the youths are playing. Why the elderly are playing the stocks. They bet on anything. And the derivative market is actually betting. Whatever link can be created may be useful for, I don't know whether to call it financial inclusion. Commodity markets will start first as spots, which we have, then later futures, and there will be a transformation from the current merchant system that you buy and sell to an exchange system. Private companies, debt and equity. There are some kind of restriction in terms of how you transfer their securities. But I think coming from the market would be how to provide trade information in order to aid price discovery. And then see how those companies can later come to the mainstream capital market. Data and investor services. NSC has done a lot of things on market data. FMDQ has market data, on data center, on surveillance. And registrars, I've seen that a lot of things are happening in the area of information and investor services. Some days ago, voting at the Lafarge were done electronically. So votings are now electronically. A time will come when AGMs will be done remotely, on phone or in centers, multimedia centers in geopolitical zone that hook up to a particular venue. I mean, a lot of things they are happening or they are beginning to happen. We must just be conscious of them and then structure them in a proper way. The fintech industry, fintech, a lot of things are fintech. There are things on core market infrastructure, post-trade digitization, artificial intelligence, alternative funding platforms. If we don't do it, some of those big guys that we mentioned somewhere will do them, and they will take advantage of the entire system. So we should be thinking of doing something like that. Crowdfunding has a lot of merits. There may be legal issues that one day will be taken care of, but it's something to be looked forward to. Specialized funds are coming up. We should be thinking about them. Virtual currency and blockchain. Every day you open your radio or TV, just one guy saying, come and invest in Bitcoin. And the last time we were speaking, it was MMM. And that time we discussed a lot of things about MMM. Now, it's more of sport betting and Bitcoin. But maybe some kind of clarification. I've done some work on blockchain and virtual currency. I'm a member of a technical committee for national program. But we need to understand the distinction between the currency and between the tokens. We need to know that Bitcoin can be used as currency, but there are tokens that are not mined, right? So, and we should also know that mining is not more a very profitable business. So if you don't mine more, and everybody is selling the existing one, and there is no legal backing, something very interesting can happen to our funds. And I think the Securities and Exchange Commission has put it out that people should be very careful about some of these things, because these are instruments that are also issued in other places and that are traded largely over the counter, P2P, and one should be very careful. Yeah, you may be able to put money and then get a lot of money now, but of course, somebody probably will be losing somewhere, and you don't want to be the one making that loss. In other words, one should be well informed about them before one jumps into such things that may seem as opportunities, but one should be very careful. Tokens can have security features. We all understand digital currency can be virtual or non-virtual, but when they are virtual, they can be cryptographically encrypted. And that cryptography is the one that is used for Bitcoin. And the technology blockchain itself, it has more merit as a technology than the instrument that we have. Now, in other words, blockchain can be used for several other things. So I'd rather say somebody study more the blockchain technology and see how it applies to our current operations than so many instruments that fly around that we put our money in and we burn our fingers without really understanding them. And I think the Commission is also trying to see how that can be done better. All these innovations do not leave out the regulators. Our e-dividend, our direct cash settlement, there are also ways of bringing on board technology to the development of the capital market. Annual reports of the companies are expected to be sent to shareholders electronically. That minimizes costs. That also uses technology. E-filing system, updating the register of the Commission are also ways of developing, in this case, not products, but at least the process of the regulator also. And then CBN, BVN, CAC registration portal, and single window, they are also important things on the side of regulator. This slide just tells me that what's the political environment, the Niger Delta crisis, stability is important in that area for us to be able to get the kind of thing we want. And the government is spending about 125 billion in 2018 budget on Niger Delta Ministry and Development Commission. Northeast Commission, capital project will be 45 billion. Whether there are impacts of campaign on election on the capital market is shown in the table. And what you can see, the red ones are the election years. What you can see largely is that campaign year or election year, they are already priced into the capital market activities. They don't necessarily affect. You may have 1 or 2 years, but when you look at about 5 or 6 years that we have here, they hardly affect significantly what will happen. In other words, we can continue doing what we are doing. There are calls for restructuring the economy, but I think one knows that generally people still believe we are to be together, but it's more of an economic issue than political. And but let's just say we wake up tomorrow and some states have more money than other states. How does that affect the capital market in terms of debt financing, privatization, private-public partnership, and SME financing? The global environment, the world economy is seen to grow from 3.6% to 3.7% next year by IMF. Sub-Saharan Africa from 2.60% to 3.4%. And Nigeria coming from minus 1.6% in 2006 to 0.8% in 2007 and 1.9% in 2018.